The Alexander Isak saga has taken yet another unexpected turn, and this time it could have major implications for Liverpool's transfer plans. With speculation intensifying and negotiations entering a crucial stage, new developments behind the scenes are starting to paint a very different picture of what might lie ahead. Just when it seemed like the dust was beginning to settle, the Reds may be preparing to act decisively. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Crystal Palace appear to be reducing their asking price for centre-back Mark Guehi, which could suit Liverpool as they seek a swift resolution at a lower fee. Since Liverpool's interest in Guehi became public last month, there have been contrasting claims over the fee Palace would be willing to sell for. Reliable reports have placed it as high as £65 million, a slight reduction on the £70 million offered by Newcastle and Spurs in January, which is rightly seen as unfeasible for a player in the final year of his contract. Liverpool hold a genuine interest in the Palace captain, but will only to business at the right price, and will not be drawn into a long saga. That is according to BBC Sport's Sami Mokbul, who now reports that the FA Cup winners value Guehi at closer to £40 million. However, Mokbel writes that Liverpool would be looking to pay even less than that, but based on ongoing reports, it could be that Palace are willing to negotiate. Along with that £65 million valuation, Guehi has previously been touted as available for £50 million and then £45 million, with the situation resembling something of a closing down sale when it comes to the England international. The Mail's Lewis Steele has already claimed that Liverpool are likely to attempt a deal for £30 million before meeting in the middle at £35 million. That would be effectively paid for by the deal that saw Jarell Quansah leave Anfield for Bayer Leverkusen earlier in the summer. Liverpool's need for another senior centre-back became abundantly clear during the pre-season tour of Asia, when Joe Gomez departed to undergo treatment for an Achilles injury. It left Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate as the only specialist centre-back options, albeit two of the best in world football, with Kostas Tsimikas, Andy Robertson, Ryan Gravenberch, Wataru Endo, and Lucas Stevenson filling in. While Gomez's issue is claimed to be minor, it is a very familiar situation when it comes to Liverpool's number 2, who also missed much of last season with hamstring injuries. Quansah will need to be replaced, and it could be argued that another would be required on top of Guehi, with younger options like Parma's Giovanni Leone and Wolfsburg's Konstantinos Kouliarakis of interest. Jorel Hato, Ajax's versatile 19-year-old, was considered a target for Liverpool, but is now nearing a move to Chelsea worth around £35 million, according to The Athletic's David Ornstein. Now in a huge Isak twist, Alexander Isak is working away from Newcastle's facilities as the striker pushes for a move to Liverpool, which one local journalist fully expects to go through. Isak was left out of Newcastle's squad for their tour of Singapore and South Korea, with the club claiming a thigh issue. But the overriding factor is that the Sweden striker is seeking a transfer to Liverpool, who are expected to make a formal bid as early as this week, having registered their interest over a fortnight ago. With Eddie Howe and his players currently in Seoul, where they will face Spurs in a friendly on Sunday, Isak has instead travelled to Spain. Sky Sports report that the 25-year-old is working with a personal fitness coach at the training ground of former club Real Sociedad, who will benefit from a 10% sell-on clause in any deal. This comes following claims from TBR Football that Isak was absent without leave, though those suggestions are currently unsubstantiated. What is known is that Isak is desperate to join the Premier League champions, and that a formal bid is likely to land in the coming days. Sky Sports' Keith Downey, in an update on YouTube, confirmed that Isak had not been working at Newcastle's training ground and said he fully expects a deal. If Liverpool come to the table and offer a big offer, that deal will get done. It's just whether Liverpool can come up with the funds or not, Downey explained. I know Newcastle have set the fee at £150 million, and that's what they want. I think they'll end up doing a deal for around about £135 million, something like that, which still smashes the Premier League record. I just think what's the point in having a player who's unsettled, who's unhappy, who's maybe causing some problems? Newcastle are already busy sourcing a replacement, but that search has proved difficult, with Man United now prioritising a move for RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko, according to The Athletic's David Ornstein. If they miss out on Sesko, an alternative will have to be identified before an exit for Isak would be considered, the Mail's Craig Hope has claimed. Liverpool, despite the perception among many Newcastle fans, have a positive relationship with those at St James's Park, in particular owing to Howe's friendship with Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. In other news, Wataru Endo got deserved time in the spotlight in his homeland of Japan, with Arne Slot explaining why it was important to give him the armband and sub him on separately from others. Endo may have only played 865 minutes across all competitions last season, but he proved an invaluable presence on the way to winning the title, embodying the meaning of a team player. His experience and leadership qualities did not go unnoticed, nor did his desire to put his body on the line late in games, and it rightly earned him praise from all corners of the club. On return to his native Japan, Liverpool made sure to celebrate their number 3 by substituting him onto the pitch before everyone else, in addition to handing him the armband for the final 30 minutes. Slot stressed it was a deserved moment in the spotlight for Endo, who was a very important reason for Liverpool winning the Premier League title. Speaking after the 3-1 win over Yokohama, Slot told reporters, "The reason why I brought Wataru Endo in just before the rest is that I think he deserved that more than everyone else, I would almost say, for the role he played last season in us winning the league. I know that everybody was talking about Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, Virgil van Dijk. Who else do I forget? All these great players that scored so many goals. But what no one probably ever saw was how well the players that didn't play all the time accepted their role. Wataru was probably the best example of that. No matter how many minutes we needed him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, he was always there for the team, and that is a very important reason for us winning the league last season. He totally deserved to get the credit from the Japanese fans today. If I helped him a little bit by giving him the captain's armband, then that's nice because he totally deserves this." At the end of the match, Endo also had the honour of lifting the J-League World Challenge trophy for Liverpool in another nod to how selflessly he has served the club under Slot. The 32-year-old has 2 years left on his contract at Anfield and has readily expressed his intention to stay, even if the club tells me to leave. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.